that your best Spider-Man pose there?
No, that was on my. Why did that look like Spider-Man?
It could have been a Spider-Man pose there. All right, so it's
to the Fred Durst. To the...
It's three of us to start us off on this Mother's Day. Lukas, we're just waiting on his internet to catch up, and then hopefully he'll be on.
I'm a mother to 3 cats.
Yeah.
You're the mother of cats.
I'm a crazy cat.
I'm gonna buy you that shirt.
If you do, I'll wear it on the next podcast that we're on with a cat in hand.
Okay.
So happy Mother's Day to those that celebrate, whether you're a mom or you're a single dad. Happy Mother's Day to you. Hopefully you're enjoying your day or you enjoyed your day with your mom. But we're here to talk about some horror news. So we have King Matthew with us. How's it going, King Matthew? We have RJ with us. He's talking about Melissa, which we're going to talk about. Second topic today. Let's see here. Oh, wait, King Matthew. I had a rough week because, I'm sorry, King Matthew.
Sorry to hear about that.
Yep. All right. Well, let's hope to cheer up your day today. We got Melissa with us. Hey, Melissa, how's it going? And then we'll probably have our usuals on there. We have a bunch of people that have not said hello yet. So thank you for watching. And we're going to kick some things off with some news. But how's everybody's week going? Because my week was pretty crazy.
Slow.
Well,
I barely remember the week, but the week was fast because the week was making food, editing, interviewing, all the fun stuff.
So who are you interviewing, Noah?
I can't tell you that. Maybe
Sure
down
can.
in
Yeah, there's already announcements on Facebook.
Can we guess?
Go check out our announcements on Facebook and YouTube. All right, fine. We were interviewing David Stevie, Angela Goethals, and Nathan Basil from Behind the Mask. Yep. But the contents of the interview, you'll have to wait until it is released. However, you should go check out their Kickstarter, because if we get it up to a certain amount, we're going to see some people die on a Ferris wheel, and I would like to see that. So
what are they up to now?
Yeah.
Last time we saw it, it was just under 300,000. I don't know what it's at today though, because that was on the 5th, I believe.
We're at 291,000 for the sequel so far. So I think when they hit 300,000 as their one of their items, they're going to try to hire in somebody to come in as a special guest. I'm trying to see. Here we go. Stretch goals. New horror icon cameo. So this is what they're not too far away from it. The cameo that they're looking to get for this is Bruce Campbell.
Nice.
So that's where they're at. And there's what Noah's talking about, $750,000 for a Ferris wheel. And we tried to get some information on about the Ferris wheel out. And maybe that comes out in the interview. Maybe it doesn't. But you should check it out. I know the target date, Noah, is looking to have that come out on the 14th, I believe, right? Thursday?
Nice.
Yep. So I think with that interview, what we're going to do, too, is we're going to launch our a playlist of Behind the Mask stuff, because we've had them on. We've talked about them a lot on here. So
I think there's like at least 10 interviews, not including this one.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, I went on the Kickstarter and I didn't realize, because I knew there was a VHS for this version of the second one. I did not know that there's a VHS version of the first one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm just.
I feel your pain. So I went and donated to the campaign. And then as I was going through the add-ons, it's like, oh, VHS tape of part 2? I guess I'll take that. And then I was like, I wonder if anywhere online there's the first VHS tape so I can go ahead and buy that. And I couldn't find it anywhere. And then it's like, oh, there it is. It's another add-on. So now I have to buy that too. But I'm looking forward to that. We got William Watson with us. How's it going? All right. So on today's show, we're going to talk about A Quiet Place Part 3, fourth film in the franchise. Some more Scream 7 drama. Some shots have been fired. We're talking about Terrifier 4. We're talking about Cape Fear coming to TV. And then we're talking about Poohniverse with Pinocchio Unstrung or Unstringed, or I think it's
Oh, did they change the name
I think
of
it's
it
Unstrung.
first now, or is it still the Poohniverse?
It's still the Puniverse.
Which
That
sounds like a
sounds like
porn.
something else. Yeah, that sounds like something else.
Then we're going to talk about the Evil Dead Burn because, man, let me tell you, I watched that trailer. I did yell during that trailer. There was some sick stuff that was going on in there.
Stuff that they probably should have waited to show in the movie. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Yep. Oh, yeah. We were going to talk about Terrifier 4 in just a minute. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. So the first thing we're going to talk about is A Quiet Place 3 has begun filming. It's looking to release in the summer of 2027, July 30th. Emily Blunt is back. The two kids are back. And John Krasinski, I said it right, is back writing and directing and producing, which is fantastic. There is no details about what the movie is going to be about. But the one thing I didn't realize is that this is another horror franchise that's creeping up on $1 billion. So they're about $100 million away from hitting the $1 billion mark. And that's going to be in 4 films. So that's impressive.
I haven't seen the prequel yet.
Huh?
I haven't seen the prequel yet.
Prequel is pretty good. I thought it really separated itself out. Hey, we got Lonculus here. Once I see his image pop up, I'll add him. So it separated itself out pretty good from the original 2 films. And it had some good suspense moments. For you cat lovers. Boy. Yeah.
All
right. Howdy. Everybody looks a little green because my opera has recently done a thing and I don't like it, but we're green.
All right.
I don't know what that is.
That's a browser opera, I think, or it's a program or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
We're talking about A Quiet Place Part 3 coming out.
So did John Krasinski write and direct any other one? Direct
the first 2.
So he did the first 2, but not the prequel.
Not the prequel. Now there are some scenes in that movie with the cat. So the cat is in the movie, and I was cursing at the cat at certain parts during the movie. So I'm excited to see where this is going now, because I think the second one left off where we had the family. They ended up on a small island where they thought they were safe because they were surrounded by water, and those aliens, the Death Angels, they can't go in water, and then they managed to figure out how to get over to the island by latching themselves onto a boat or something like that. So I'm really interested. I don't remember the ending to Part 2. I'll have to go back and watch it, but I'm excited for it.
I believe it left off with the little girl, like the younger, like the daughter, and Cillian Murphy in a sound booth area, and he was injured, but they had killed the things on the island.
Oh, so we'll actually get to see Cillian Murphy return in something then.
Yeah. And honestly, listen, I still think, because here's the thing, right? Like, he got the same injury, from what I remember. He got the same injury as John Krasinski. I don't know. Maybe he can bring his character back, because he even said himself, like, if he had known that the first movie was going to be so popular, he probably wouldn't have killed himself off, which is fair.
Well, is he in the prequel?
In the first one, he was. Oh yeah, no, because it wasn't about him.
Okay.
Was the family at all in it? Like, did any?
No. It takes place in the city, which is a completely different landscape that changed. It has good suspense. It has good tension. Not as much as the first one, because the first one is where we lay all the ground rules and stuff like that. So the magic kind of wears off. But that first film is fantastic. First 5
minutes, you see a toddler get annihilated.
I mean, the one.
You never remember the opening of that movie? The monster just comes out, and John Krasinski's running for his youngest kid, and then he just you don't remember that? That was horrifying.
Yep.
I have to see it.
As soon as they showed that, I was like, all right, we're in for a treat. They're taking some risks.
Yep. Melissa, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen any of them.
So you like King Matthew. King Matthew hasn't seen them either. So we'll be careful of spoilers, right?
I'll play with spoilers just so I know what to look for.
But that opening scene is a gut punch. They explain the rules really quickly on what's going on in A Quiet Place, and then that opening scene is just like, oh no! But it was a theater that was completely quiet, and there's so many scenes in that movie that just has you on the edge of your seat.
Oh, that's
good. It's because they were in what is it? I'm blanking on the word when you immersing. They were immersing
Yes.
themselves. They
Yeah,
too
it has,
were
it has good
quietly.
atmosphere. It does have a very good atmosphere. So I did want to say this, but it is a spoiler. But I will say there's a scene that happens in that film that hit me in the gut. It's like, oh, that's horrible. And then when I watched it with everybody, my girls both started crying right at that
Aw.
scene. So, like, if you guys see it, let me know if you know what scene it is.
I'm sure we all know what scene you're talking about.
Yeah, well, Melissa doesn't know.
Five
King
bucks.
Max doesn't know.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but I could speculate maybe.
We're
Yeah.
talking about the prequel.
No, we're
what?
talking about the first one. Did you see the prequel,
The
Lucas?
first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the original one that came out, not the prequel of A Quiet Place.
Okay.
Have you seen
people
it?
are cutting in and out, so I don't really know where we're at in the conversation.
Oh, you're lagging on your side.
I've seen all of them.
You seen all of them? What did you think of the prequel?
I liked it. I liked it a lot, but I think the reason it wasn't as tense as the first two is because it was like the beginning rather, because everything was still kind of like whoa, in your face action wise, and then the tension. I think the tension came back, middle towards the end of the movie. It was pretty really like solid for me, but
Yep.
yeah, I can definitely see why, because the Quiet Place 1 is like a full movie of just tension, like of just being like,
yep.
And
it was
so
definitely
same
one
thing
of the
for
better horror
the
movies of
second
that
one,
year.
even though it's a little bit.
It's a phenomenal film.
Yeah, yeah. And it's kind of funny that it doesn't, like, nobody really talks about it as much anymore, because it is. It's just a fantastic film, and it still holds up.
Honestly, now I gotta go back and watch it because this is slated for summer of next year.
Yes. So that's definitely going to be a box office winner.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with movies next year.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about that in our third topic, because since we segued to it, we'll just skip to it.
We're segueing.
Yeah. Starting in 2027, or for a January release, we had some news get dropped on us by Damien Leone himself, and I will go ahead and share that. Is Terrifier 4 will take place around New Year's Eve.
That's so awesome. I knew this going in like beforehand, but it's still so awesome.
So we are getting a direct sequel to the Terrifier 3, it looks like. But we just don't have a release date. So I would assume it's going to be December or January, or maybe even late November, that we're going to see that movie come out in 2026 or 2027. Because I know they're still writing it, right? They haven't started filming or anything like that. When we were down in New Jersey with most of them, they talked about they didn't know what the film schedule was going to look like between Terrifier 4, Scream 2, or Screamboat 2. So right now they're looking to see which one's going to come first.
That reminds me, Screamboat. Like, am I mistaken, or did that also take place on or around New Year's Eve? Am I crazy? Was it just a birthday party that it was revolving around?
It was a birthday party.
Okay. I was like, oh, maybe they can do a little crossover or something like that, where he just sees the mouse and he kicks it.
That'd be funny. Well, Screamboat 2, I think, is supposed to have, Screamboat Willie and Screamboat Minnie. So there's going to be two of them in it.
I'm so excited for that one. The first one was so funny.
Oh yeah. That's a movie that Lukas would love.
I know.
Yeah. So I'm excited for it. Any theories on where we're going with Terrifier 4?
The ball drop. Oh my God! They're gonna have
too.
a final battle at the top of the ball drop. Can a portal to hell open in the ball? That would be so cool. I don't know. But that would that alone would be really cool to see them fighting.
No, I don't have any theories.
Wow, Lukas is way behind.
Yeah.
I want to test.
I watched the third one. I enjoyed it.
All right, let's do this real quick. Lukas, I'm gonna send you a private chat. It's getting to you about 3 minutes in the future or in the past for you.
This is what we need to talk about
We're
dimensions.
time traveling.
Hold on, I'm getting messages, and I'm hearing. I was just waiting for Noah. I thought Noah was talking. I didn't know.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're good. I win.
I was just sharing my.
The ball, the ball drop thing. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't have.
I know.
The ball drop thing would be cool. I don't know where they're going with it though.
Well, there's other New Year's horror movies that are out there. It's New Year's Evil, and then there's another one that's out there. They're okay. So yeah, let's invade another holiday. I'm good with it. We got King Matthew said that he is excited for Terrifier 4. It's better than 3. He hopes that it's better than 3 because he wasn't the biggest fan of 3. And honestly, you know what? I rewatched it for the first time this past Christmas season since it came out, and I had seen it like 3 times then. It's like, it's not as good as 2.
The story elements that they added, but there's not as much of it. Like for instance, like we don't get to see Sienna going back to the Terrifier.
Mm-hmm.
Like wasn't the dagger lost inside that portal or whatever? Like that would have been so cool to see.
Yep.
Like that would have been better than like some of the excess killing we got. Like yes, it's a Terrifier movie, so that's like it's ultimately about like the egregious murdery stuff, but like that's a whole plot point. Like that's a massive plot point we could have gotten in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll do a flashback and we'll see it in this movie. I don't know. I would prefer it if we saw it though, rather than we just have to speculate on what happened.
Yep.
But that was a big misstep, I think, in 3. And honestly, I'm out of the gore. Like seeing 2, and I love watching it, and I love the kills, and the same thing watching the 3 for the first time. I went back and rewatched them, and I'm sitting there watching. I was like, I'm not really into it anymore. Like I'm not really enjoying it as much.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'll be more psyched up for newer versions of kills in Terrifier 4, but I think I'm gonna have the same issue when I go back in and rewatch it, where I'm not as much of a fan as I would be just because of the I'm not as fan of the gore, I guess, as much as I thought I was, which is nothing to take away from the franchise or the movies. It's just my palate is changing for horror, I guess.
Well, you know, maybe you were caught up in the wave of it.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really love the overarching story and all the paranormal and demonic stuff that's going on. Like, I love that stuff. Because honestly, what it reminds me of a little bit is kind of like Sienna being the chosen one. She's got these demons that are coming after. A little Evil Dead vibey, right? And I think it's real cool. Especially with the chainsaw popping up, and then you have this dagger that is meant to take out these demons. Very Evil Dead-y. It's so awesome. I really like the story of the Terrifier.
Yep. Yeah, that'll be interesting to re-rank again. King Matthew said, with Terrifier 4 set to take place during New Year's Eve. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead, Lucas. Go ahead.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh, you're chilling. You're talking. You're good. We're just gonna use a firework to kill it. Yeah, that'd be pretty sick. No,
yeah, all right. So...
we're here. We're here. We're at work. We're working. I don't know. I prefer Terrifier 2 out of the 3. So when I did watch Terrifier 3, I didn't super duper enjoy it in general. The storyline, I could honestly care less. It's like there until they really just don't give a shit about it, and they're just like, okay, now here's 20 to 30 minutes of straight gore. There's not a whole bunch to keep me engaged, I guess. I'm just also not super into Chosen One stories unless it's like Star Wars. Obviously, like that's one of the biggest ones there, but fucking I don't know. The whole Sienna's the chosen one, and her dad is like this magical. He's also part of whatever magical cult thing or whatever the fuck is going on there. I don't understand it, so maybe I'm just not, maybe I'm just not the target audience for it. I personally don't care. Terrifier 4, if they went down that line, even further, sure. But as long as there's good gore and good horror elements, I'm fine with it being a fairly standard horror movie like the other 3 have been.
Yep. I'm glad you mentioned that because I know they're talking about going into the origin of Art the Clown. I don't want to see it.
I don't want to see that either. Like, if they're just going to explain that in the first movie he was a serial killer and then he was possessed by a demon, then it's just speculating on what we already assumed and what was also discussed in other like kind of like talked about in other movies anyways. Like, it was like after 2 it kind of just like that was finalized. Like, we kind of knew that that's what that was, even though it was very slight hintings of it. I mean, like, everybody would say slight hintings, right? Because the opening scene, you have all this whooshing, flashing fucking lights, and then the dude takes someone else's eye and stuffs it in his fucking face. I don't know. Like, I think at that point you kind of realize that maybe something's happening that's not human. That was kind of my assumption. So I don't really need to see that. I don't really need to see the origin of it, unless they're talking about the origin of Art the Clown, not as the demon, but Art the Clown as the serial killer before he was taken out in the first Terrifier movie. Which, I mean, I guess, but I mean, at that point, why not just do like like movies around that instead of putting a little bit of it in this? You know what I mean? Like, if we do a prequel talking about that serial Miles County killer before.
So wasn't that kind of the first Terrifier though?
That is the first Terrifier, but the prequel I think is going to be explaining who he was as a person potentially.
Yeah, wasn't that the first movie? I mean, that was pretty much what the first movie is. Yeah,
it was his last outing, but I guess he was more than one spree that he had. So I guess maybe they'll be going into that. But if you were to do that, why not just do it in its own movie? You know what I mean? Instead of a short.
I'm probably interpreting the whole origin thing. Yeah. I think I'm probably interpreting the whole origin thing a little differently, maybe. I think they're probably doing like the demon aspect of it. I don't see them going down the path of let's talk about the Miles County killer, because that's super relevant in the story, which he's dead and has no part in now. I don't know. That just seems a little strange for them to kind of like backtrack.
All right. Yeah, I agree.
If they were to go down, the origin of the demon, that's a little bit new ground that we can cover, because otherwise we're just treading over what Terrifier 1 was.
Yep.
But do we want to know human origin? Like, realistically, like, if other than the fact that he's probably a servant to a higher entity that is trying to take out Sienna, which is again something that was assumed, especially if you watch their short story, their short films, the All Hallows Eve. Like, I don't know. Like I said, we don't know if they're going that route, and they said that it's not technically connected. But if they are going to interpret stuff from that, then we know that there was a higher entity in that franchise that would potentially be the keeper of these demons and whatever. And also, I mean, I would say that realistically it probably does connect too, because the Miles County killer was in it, and he didn't die in that one, so that's probably one of his many outings, because it's also different people.
Yep. So close on this. Yeah, King Matthew, the firework kill. That'd be interesting. I don't know if I need gore elevated in the next one. Just give me a little bit better story.
Although, the firework thing would be cool, because you have a chance to see Walking Dead with the flare.
Perchance. I think if they elevate the gore in this, I could really enjoy that. I love Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat to like a sickening degree. So as they do with their famous gory fatalities, I would love to see more creative shit. That's what I'm always looking for in the new games, is more creative fatalities and stuff like that. So it would be nice to see. But at the same time, I mean, like, if they really want to hold me for a whole like hour and a half, 2 hour movie, if I think is what they usually go for, we might need a little something. But we'll probably get that with Sienna. I like Sienna as a character. I just don't like the whole Chosen One plot line. That's my but I like her dad's a comic book writer, right? Like, that was something that was established in the movies.
Yep.
So
I think this is like supernatural.
if you really
story
want
arc.
a theory or a speculation, I think that it's going to come down that her father is going to be the writer of, I mean, he already is the writer of like Sienna's like whole chosen one persona and whatnot, but like the writer of like the Terrifier demon, stuff like that. I think it's all going to come back to the dad probably. I have a thunker on that one, but we'll see how it plays out.
Well,
Yeah, he's like a
speaking of Mortal Kombat, I did not get a chance to see it yet. I don't know if you guys have, but just a very busy week for me. Like with the board game and working on some stuff for the board game and just outside life in general, I have not been able to get to see Mortal Kombat 2. How about anybody else?
No.
I'm probably going to pirate it tonight. I can't lie.
Same.
I don't want to go to the theater right now. 1, because I'm broke. 2, because I don't want to go to the theater. 3, just but yeah, I don't know. I'm not really in the mood to spend money to see this movie, just because I know it's probably going to be disappointing in some way. That's going to like ruin the whole movie for me, and that might be setting myself up to fail. I think it's more realism after seeing everything that we have seen from this movie. Baraka looks great, by the way. I think that's one thing that I should say. After seeing more of the prosthetic work and the actual like
prosthetics is a bold choice and a good choice.
Oh yeah, it turned out very well. I think
digitally edit it on and would look fucking terrible.
Yeah, no, oh my god. But yeah, and this movie, it's very confusing to me in very many ways as a Mortal Kombat fan and as just like a adaptation fan, because it like so many very odd choices that I just can't agree with personally, I guess.
Well, Marcus is not here to defend it, but he called me yesterday. He's like, it's a 4 out of 5. It's better than the last one. And then he's like, I was really happy with stuff that I saw. And it's like, Marcus, I don't know, a 4 out of 5.
That's the thing. Is he ranking it a 4 out of 5 because it's better than the last one, or is he ranking it a 4 out of 5 because it's a good movie? That's
yeah. That is a great question.
It's a little uncrushable thought for you.
Yeah.
You fucker, I want an uncrustable.
All right, so moving on.
I got 2 big.
Just pass it through the screen. Give it to us.
So Scream 7 drama. This should make Lukas very happy as he almost spits out his food.
Yay. Perfect time to mute myself.
So Melissa Barrera was interviewed by Variety, and she had this to say when the reporter said, like, Scream 7 was a sucky one. And her response, Melissa, was, I know, and I think they lied about the numbers. I don't think they made that much money. And then her follow-up comment was, the only way they were able to make that movie after what happened was to nostalgia bait as much as possible. And I think everybody here has talked about that repeatedly.
That second part of the quote is 100% on the money. I can't speaking on the money though, I definitely can't speak about that in particular. I have no idea how they would go about doing that if they were. It's a production company. I'm sure if there's a will, there's a way. So I don't know. I don't know about that. Maybe not. But I will say it was a fucking terrible movie. So I'm not going to disagree with her. And I mean, it's not like I disagree with what she said last time, which got her booted off of 6 or 7 in the first place. Like, I don't disagree with what she said. It's like, oh, hey, maybe stop fucking killing people. And they're like, oh, hey, we're a killing franchise.
I read someone else is saying it. They definitely lied about those numbers.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. Like, again, I can't speak on the money aspect of it, but they definitely were nostalgia baiting. Dave, I don't know if you still enjoy this movie. If you do, I hope you reflect on that. But yeah, I didn't, man. Like I was in the movie, and every 5 seconds I'm turning and looking at everyone that I'm with, because I'm just like, these motherfuckers are intentionally making fun of all the theories that we have that were much better than the movie that we got.
Yeah, Melissa, what's your thoughts on this subject? A fellow Melissa out there. Yeah.
Well, I think she was just wrongly like taken off to begin with. So like being prosecuted for your views and then in your own talent agency dropping you, like,
yeah,
it's just I don't know. It's Hollywood. But everything she said, I felt very accurate about the show. That show itself, especially when you had Matthew Lillard come out afterwards and be like, yeah, like there was a whole other scene, or they showed somewhere else where he's not really dead, or like leading up to an 8 that we don't really know is going to happen because the director's not even around and they're trying to get new writers. So it's like,
yeah, and TV writers that don't really delve into horror that much on top of it.
Like if you're going to do that, make it into a TV show. Let's see what you can come up with that. Like,
yeah, that's probably where it's better left at. But King Matthew says, I think it's safe to say that after this interview with Melissa, if they do bring the Carpenters back in the future Scream films, Sam might be recast because Melissa might have screwed her career again.
Both be recasted, I think. I think Sam and Tara would both be recasted.
I don't think Jenna Ortega's
can't
going
have
back
one
here.
without the other. No.
Yeah.
No.
Let's rephrase it real quick. Let's rephrase it real quick because I doubt that she has screwed her career by saying this possibly very true thing. This is hilarious. I was just dying for a solid like 2 minutes there laughing because this shit made me giggle on the inside as much as on the outside. I feel so good that someone is saying it that has like a larger platform than us, that this movie fucking sucked. And it just makes me happy. It makes me very happy and grateful. Thank you, Melissa Barrera, for being a true queen.
I don't know, they asked Matthew Lillard what he thought of it. He probably just signed the contract to say that it's shit.
It's just so funny.
But he couldn't even say that he liked it when he was asked. So and again, Matthew Lillard or Stu was alive in that first call. Okay, who fucking cares? That there was no payoff to that in the movie. That's just an assumption that once again the fans had to make because of context clues and because we have to do the thinking for this fucking franchise in every single movie. And honestly, that's the realization of it now, is that there's so many plot holes in this movie that the reason it's good is because the fans were keeping it alive with their better storytelling. That's the reality.
Yeah,
that's the thing. The fans should be the ones creating these movies, but instead we have what we have in Scream 7 and Scream 6.
Well,
so we don't have to even discount like other directors who may not be super into Scream coming to a Scream project. That's not to discount that there might be a director out there that could do this really well. But whatever the fuck went on behind the scenes of this movie in particular, and then Scream 6, and even to Scream 5 a little, like to a very large degree, they're just like, they have these yes men in the room that are just like, yeah, that sounds so cool. They're going to be so excited about that. Oh my God. And then the movie comes out and people are like, yeah, this is kind of ass. And all these yes men are just like, well, it's actually the fans' fault. We should make fun of them in the next one.
I have no idea what they were thinking with 7. And that's the thing, this is someone who has been writing the franchise since the 90s. So I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what I liked 5. I liked, minus the fact that you killed the wrong legacy character. I like, because one, you could have, unless you made Gale somehow involved with the Ghostface cult, there was no payoff to what happened with Dewey. There's still no payoff to it in 7. There's really not. Nothing happens. So, but if Dewey had lost Gale after not really formally being able to apologize,
a much better story arc.
After he's already kind of going rogue, dude, that would have been insane. That would have been insane.
That would have been insane.
And I didn't go in for the.
I can't take it anymore.
I'm always going in for Dewey, but watching the trailers, I enjoyed seeing the new characters in the movie or in the trailer, and then Melissa Barrera, she steals the whole movie. Not just like everybody did phenomenally, I would say, but Melissa Barrera in 5 was fucking amazing.
Yeah,
like that. That's a skyrocketing career move right there.
Well, she did. Her follow up to 7 or 6 was Abigail, which is a fantastic movie. I love Abigail.
That is awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now
she's 2, aren't they?
Which one?
Were they making a 2 of Abigail?
I don't know. I hope so. I would love to see a second part of that. But she's returned to horror a few times, and she's got a new film coming out called Inhibit, and it's a film that follows a young woman whose traumatic, life-changing events moves into a rundown apartment and is looking for a fresh start when she's terrorized by bizarre consequences or occurrences, unhinged neighbors, and uncanny stalkers, unprovoked violence. So, looks like she's got a good film that's coming out. It seems interesting. That's coming out next year, I believe. Inhibit. So I'll go and check it out.
Time she's in it, I'll watch it.
Yep.
Already a lot of horror stuff announced for next year. That's kind of wild.
There's that was something I wanted to possibly bring up last week whenever I wasn't able to be here. Like just a massive boom in like horror, indie horror shows, TV shows, animated shit, like audio shows. Like there's so much horror going on right now.
Well, so
I don't know if we talked about this before, but
crazy.
whenever there's unrest in the world, that's
where I was going. Yeah, so that was the big thing that has come out. Like people that examine and study film genres and stuff like that, when they say like when the world starts to turn to shit, horror goes through the roof because everybody's looking to escape by scaring themselves. So I know, like for me, like when the world went to shit with COVID, any movie that had COVID in it, I didn't want to escape by watching it on the screen, right? Yeah. So it's like, no, get that out of here. I don't care if it was a horror movie or not a horror movie.
Yeah, I actually stopped watching that one. What's that one show with that really old guy, old comedian?
Bill Maher?
Shit. You know, no, he's like bald. He talks like this.
He talks like this. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, I watched Curb Your Enthusiasm, and then they started doing all the the COVID shit, and I was like, I can't watch this right now. I like
it just makes you get more in your head with everything that was going on at the time.
And granted, I'll rewatch those episodes since, and they are pretty funny. But at the time, nah.
Yeah, and Kevin Williamson did a COVID slasher film too, and it's like I was watching. I was like, man, I don't want to watch this. It's like, can't you do something different? Before we switch off of Scream 7 here, but King Matthew goes, I think the problem with 7 was that the fact that they had to keep changing so much because stuff from the film kept getting leaked before the film was released.
I have a theory. I don't know. I don't know if they've even said it or not, like if they've outright said it or not, but they promoted with AI. They had AI in the movie itself. It was part of the story. Was it potentially a part of the writing process?
Oh,
that's what I'm thinking, because we already have speculated that the same thing happened with the finale for Stranger Things because of them using ChatGPT. And I mean, they said it in the documentary, and people commented on the documentary who worked with it.
Yeah, Netflix really screwed them.
Not everyone uses ChatGPT for creative ideas. Some people use our brains and our friends for assistance, and then they get credited.
And some of us really struggle. Ask Noah. I've really struggled.
But once you find that sweet spot, you're fucking coasting.
You're cooking.
Right? Like you're coasting. Yeah. There's like, but I'm thinking, right? Like maybe that's part of the promotion. Like I don't know. They used it for everything else. Why not say that they potentially use it in the process of writing?
Here's my thing is that I have no doubt that they probably did, just because of so many studios trying to lean more into that.
Yeah,
I mean, you even look at I can't even make this up. I posted it on my Instagram story. Nobody follows me on Instagram from here, but there's the actress that played Wasp in the MCU.
Yeah.
Posted that Marvel has recently let go over 1,000 creative leads, assistants, directors from their main projects to start integrating an AI development area in Disney. So already over 1,000 people have lost their jobs that they've worked on these big movies. Like I think she talked about one of her personal friends that made the Wasp concept, like the costume, drew up the concept for the costume. And I think one of the better looking costumes for the MCU characters, but like,
because her design was
out. just
the,
out.
the outline of the wasp suit had a facial outline of a wasp. Like it was the
Yeah,
head
it was
of
really
a wasp.
cool.
Like that's so
It's a
fucking cool.
badass costume, and to a certain extent, even the one from Quantumania that they ended up doing was really, really, really great. But like
Movie.
it's not even like a thing to like, oh, if we keep on supporting it, this will happen. Like it's happening
Mhm.
right now. Like people are getting replaced by essentially robots, and in creative areas where real people are like some of the most necessary beings on that part of in that development stage. Like you can't trade out a concept for a quick AI one because it's going to give you what a million other people drew together in one little hobbled fucking mesh, and you're never going to know if it's original because it's going to be taken from this person's artwork, inspired by this, inspired by that. It's going to have a little bit of that in there, and it's going to be something for sure. Yeah, like people take inspiration from other artists and whatnot, but it's not going to be an original creation because it's not just taking inspiration. It's genuinely taking like style, fucking colors. Like it could be anything.
It's
And
taking previously existing content and creating it into its own amalgamation. That's what it is.
exactly. And it's spitting it out. It's slop. And that's the only way I can describe it.
That might be your issue with Amazon too, with Amazon Prime and Invincible, because I have to get the source, but I recently heard that instead of there being 10 people on animation for the final like looks and whatnot of Invincible,
Compositing, yeah.
4. There's about 4 of them, and one of those people was also their editor. I'll have to go look at credits. Honestly have to go watch the credits back and see who's credited. But like that's true. That's insane. Is it insane? It's like,
and don't get us wrong. Invincible is a fantastic show. Otherwise, really great stuff. The voice acting in that show is probably some of the most top-notch shit I've ever heard. But
Sandra
like,
always killing it. I will say
staff your teams, gang. Staff your teams. If you got a show that's making multi-million dollars, staff it with animators. Might be a thought.
We're living in a different corporate world today, so we'll go down that rabbit hole.
They really like the show. They like it for the story and the animation. You know what we'll do? We'll gut the animation team.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about Cape Fear. So Cape Fear has been released in 2 iterations. I think the first one has Cary Grant in it, and the second one has Robert De Niro. Now, on June 5th, Apple TV is getting a TV show, a 10-episode series for Cape Fear. Now, Melissa, have you seen Cape Fear?
I've seen the Robert De Niro one. It's with him and Juliette Lewis, right?
Yes, where he is like some creepy ass stalker or something like that. Now I have never seen the original, and I think I may have seen the Robert De Niro one once, but I don't remember it. So I'm a little interested in this. I don't know. We've seen some good horror TV shows. Melissa, what's your thoughts on this?
I mean, it's Cape Fear. It would, even when it came out, it would seem like it would be a good like series. I'm be interested if they're following the storyline, or is it like based on a book or anything? Like, is the original?
Yeah, I believe it is based on a book. Yes.
Okay, so I wonder how much of it's going to stay true to the actual book, considering there's going to be so much more time compared to a movie. Are we going to get little things that we never knew unless we read the book? But even Apple TV, from what I hear, some of their shows have been really good. So I have pretty good hope for it. Could be like a good TV series, but for me, I'm like streamed out, so I don't have Apple, so I had to find it another way. So once it comes out, we'll see how it does and see what people say.
Yeah, it's got Javier Bardem from No Country for Old Men, which he was pretty intimidating in that, and I've seen
he was great in that.
Yeah, and I've seen an image from him. He looks pretty scary and intimidating in this one as well.
I just hope they do the hand scene.
He's in Pirates of the Caribbean.
You got Patrick Wilson in it. You also have Ron Perlman in it. So
yeah, that's
a lot of heavy hitters in horror.
Yeah, when I saw Ron Perlman, I was like, "Oh, this could be good."
I don't know the concept of Cape Fear. I haven't seen either. I didn't know that this was a thing until now. So, what is Cape Fear?
Well, one, I think you should go into it blind then. Don't watch the movies before you watch the TV show. So go in with a completely fresh set of eyes. But it's essentially about I believe he's an escaped criminal, and he comes across this family, and he sort of gets a little obsessed with the daughter, and things go haywire from there. I've again, I don't remember the full movie of the remake, but there are some pretty intense scenes in there and very scary scenes in there. So, and I never saw the original as well, but it's definitely something that is worth checking out, because horror on TV right now is huge. Like, I'm waiting for Carrie. That's what I'm excited for, a Carrie TV series.
Okay, guys, say it with me. A smile is something special. Something rare.
I love that song. That's actually in my
that shit has been
Spotify.
living rent free in my head, but since that show.
That song plays on a loop in playlists for me.
It's a good song. It's a really
It
catchy.
hits you. It hits you, you know.
What is that from?
It?
It.
Oh, all right.
This guy.
Mr. Horror doesn't know horror. What?
What are you, you're the fucking sea urchin from Surf's Up?
I'm lucky if I can quote a movie. Especially the Evil Dead movies. I always get those lines wrong, and I watch it often, which we're going to talk about Evil Dead in a second. Next thing is July 24th. We're finally getting the next installment in the Poohverse. We're getting Pinocchio Unstrung.
It's the Puniverse. You have to say
Poohniverse. That's right. I keep saying Poohverse, but it is the
It
Poohniverse.
just sounds so wrong.
Neither
Like
is better. One if it's
Poohniverse.
Poohverse, it sounds like poop. If it's Puniverse, it sounds like, other things.
So we got Robert Englund,
It's
who
great,
is
though.
the voice of Jiminy Cricket, and then we have Richard Brake, who is going to be the voice of the obsessive Geppetto. And they're using prosthetics and stuff like that, and they're using practical effects. It looks fantastic from what I've
I
seen
think
of
it's
it.
going to be trippy as hell. I think it's going to be trippy in a good way. I think that they're going to be very artsy with this one, especially because isn't the Jiminy Cricket like stop motion or something like that? He's claymation or something like that.
I heard
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
So fucking cool. I haven't even seen any of them. I am probably going to be. This is probably going to be the first one I watch because that like
This is gonna be
It's
the
so-
first line in the trailer. Dad, when can I go out on my own? If anybody
look,
doesn't know, Pauly Shore's Pinocchio is probably scarier than anything we could ever talk about.
Oh my god! I remember when we all liked him back then when he was younger.
hold on.
He's-
He's a character. He's a character for sure. And that's
Yeah. Look, the Poohniverse, I really enjoyed it. I didn't really care for Bambi that much.
It's so funny.
Bambi was just like, it wasn't that great.
So which one did they make?
So they made Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 1 and Part 2, and then they made Peter Pan, Neverland's Nightmare, and then they made Bambi something, Bambi's Revenge, and then the next one's Pinocchio.
Okay.
See, but they should have just done the Dwayne the Rock Johnson one from SNL, man. Oh my god. Bambi's Revenge, when he dressed up as Bambi with a fucking desert eagle and started they were hunting the hunters.
Look, I'll tell you this: like, if you're new to like the Poohniverse, like the first Blood and Honey, when you watch it, it's really low budget, but it's entertaining. You go in, you know it's low budget, you know it's going to be cheesy and stuff like that. And then the second one, because they made so much money off the first one, they were able to improve the quality of the second one,
Okay.
where they have to explain why the first one looks different from the second one, and it's explained brilliantly.
Nice.
So, very happy with that. And then Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, if nobody's seen that yet, it's essentially Peter Pan realistically in the books was a villain. Like, he was kidnapping kids and stuff like that, and that's what's happening in this movie. And it revolves around killing kids, and it revolves around fairy dust, which is actually a form of meth. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's very scary.
Oh.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
Kid,
And
take the fairy dust.
Oh my god. So are they coming out with the newer Blood and Honey?
Yes. So that starts filming in the summertime. So once they're done with Pinocchio, that goes into Blood and Honey 3 is actually being filmed right now over in England. the crossover Avengers-like event, which is the Poohniverse film, actually starts filming in July or August. So they're going to bring all the characters in. They're going to have a crossover fight.
I know this has been the plan, but like just
Yep.
to hear it out loud is like so fucking hilarious. Like,
It's
hey,
called Puniverse Monsters Assemble.
it's like,
Oh,
hey,
God.
like, hey, 80s slashers, look what we can do.
That title hurts.
Say it again.
Oh my god.
Puniverse
Please,
Monsters
please.
Assemble.
Oh Jesus. It's like a
That really
stab
does
right to the
sound-
gut. Like it
that
feels like I
sounds
just got hit
like
with a
porno.
rusty nail.
Eh.
Oh my
Puniverse
god.
Monsters assemble. Like that
Listen,
sounds.
if the idea of these movies weren't so fun, I would be so adamantly against it. But it does sound fun. I personally will not be watching them. I don't
I have
enjoy.
to watch them.
I don't enjoy super duper low budget corny ball fuck movies. I
think
really
that's
You
more
like
fun.
Toxic Avenger?
Toxic Avenger's different.
It's like,
that movie's important.
You do like low budget horror films.
Yes.
That movie's important. That movie had a message.
So does the Poohniverse. I don't know what it is, but they're getting there. Don't give meth to kids. Like that's the first one, I think.
I think that's a pretty baseline standard for any living, person. Seems a pretty easy rule to follow. It is shockingly hard to get meth. It should not be happening.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I would know. So I don't know if that's a topic for this show on how hard it is to get meth, especially in the area that we
I
live
am
in.
not my meth guy.
True crime can get horror. That shit can get pretty scary.
All right, so we're gonna switch topics and we're gonna talk about a couple of
We're
things
gonna
here.
segue out of this one.
Yeah, definitely out of this one.
Oh, Dave doesn't want to talk about meth anymore.
No, I don't want to talk about meth anymore, but I do want to talk about this here. So we have the trailer for Evil Dead Burn that finally dropped, and yep.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
this
play
is
it right now. That scene that fucked me up at the end was this one right here.
Dude, they should have waited. They should not have shown this.
Honestly, I don't even care. I don't even care that they did. Yeah, that's so like.
That's nice.
Right?
I personally like.
That is a nightmare.
I like the trailer where they show the car seat.
Yes,
right.
there.
That was great. I was like, why hasn't a movie done that before? Like, it's such a probable thing that could happen with someone's car seat.
Sam Raimi is directing this, right?
No. So Sam Raimi is producing. So essentially, what he wants to do with the Evil Dead franchise now is he wants to no longer direct. He wants to bring in up-and-coming directors to direct future installments and give them an opportunity to expand themselves. So, like Damien Leone was actually in the running for one of these films because he was called in by Sam Raimi and stuff like that to meet with him. So that would have been
fucking interesting.
Yeah,
that would have been really cool.
Could Nerdbox one day potentially be in the running to do an Evil Dead movie? Also, I got mad props to Sam Raimi for like taking something that is essentially like his baby. He's like, I'm giving this to basically the fans in a sense to let them to help further their careers. And I mean that's a big risk too, because like you run the risk of like these directors horribly bombing and not doing it justice,
maiming your shit.
Yeah, like there's a very real possibility that can happen, and like that doesn't necessarily mean like one movie could ruin the entirety of the franchise or future movies, but it could definitely halt it for a bit. And so like that's big respect for that. And this one doesn't look like it's going to disappoint. And I know we were talking about it last week.
It's got the guy that played Muse in it. I like him a lot. Like he was in Wednesday, and I actually I finally watched it. I actually really liked his character in Wednesday. He was a very good like dirtbag. And in Daredevil, he plays Muse. He's fucking fantastic. He gets very little screen time, but he fucking shines. And I see him in this, and I'm immediately excited.
I know Marcus brought it up earlier or last week about how he doesn't know how this is going to turn out. Like we were all kind of talking about it too, because we don't know how it's going to turn out because they announced the other movie already, and we don't even know how this is going to connect to the previous film. And everything with the whole Necronomicon situation, and now this one's like they have a new one in this one because it has a binding clip, like a close.
Yeah.
So like let's talk about the first thing connecting to the previous film. We do see the girl on the lake. So Jessica, who was at the end of the last film, looks like she's in this one. So it looks like it connects that way.
So then that begs the question of how do all three of the instances connect together? Because you have the lake scene from Evil Dead Rise, you have the events of Evil Dead Rise, and then you have whatever's going on in Evil Dead Burn that's going to lead up to Evil Dead Rise. So what is it about these two families that connect them with the Necronomicon? And I know like they're coming upon them by chance, but we gotta be realistic. It's not by chance, right? Like these things are they're powers that being themselves of trying to bestow themselves upon the right people to get them to read the book. Because let's be honest, right? They're not going to just anybody. They're going to the motherfuckers who are dumb enough to read the fucking thing.
Well, so here's the thing, right? So we talked about this. So this looks like it's from the last film, right?
Yeah, it does.
So it looks like that's how it connects. And then, like Noah, like you said before, we'll talk about some of my ideas on where they're going with this. But you called it out too. But like, here's the new Necronom.
It's so interesting because it looks like it looks like
I think that's going to be. I think that's probably going to be a copy. I think that's going to be a handwritten copy from that someone wrote.
That would be interesting because it was a topic of conversation about talking about the Book of Dead in the trailer. So maybe that's going to be part of the thing where
there's not anything like saying that you can't take the cover off of the Necronomicon, is there?
The cover is human flesh. So and in the show they were going to change the cover to Ash's face.
Okay.
So you can replace that. You can replace.
So you can replace the cover. So okay, it might also just be a rebinding of a different Necronomicon.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a bit of a bookmaking nerd.
The Necronomicon has two distinct variables. It has to be written in blood and bound in human flesh.
See, and if it's a copy, that would make that even cooler. Because that would mean someone would have to have either sacrificed someone or use their own blood.
It's like like how they make like leather, like actual leather notebooks with like cowhide and stuff like that. But someone
genuinely details that they would probably cover in less than a minute of screen time. But hey, we like to talk.
Well, yeah, but the details are necessary because this is what the horror community does. We talk. We all talk as a community.
All right, well, let's go around the horn, right? Let's go around the horn. Let's see what everybody's thoughts are. I'm going to save my thoughts on where I think they're going for last. But Melissa, what's your thoughts on the trailer? Where you think they're going with this one?
I don't like the only thing I was thinking of was like either the way we get to the family in the house is the lake. The girl that you see coming into the house, it was driving, and like the lake girl like comes out and like, you know, that's where she gets attacked or something, and that's how she ends up the way she is, and then she obviously spreads it to her family. As far as like, I feel like a lot of them are from they might have a bloodline that's related somewhere in history that they can read this book.
Yeah.
And it's going for like their ancestors, or like maybe they have some type of connection that we're not seeing. Maybe a name change, the last name is different than what we would know from a main character, or someone else that might have got killed before even Ash, because there had to be a time before that anyway, so it could be like a lineage of family that even made the book. Who knows? But I'm kind of curious to see where it's going to go, just in general, because like you said, they already announced 2 movies, and we have no idea what this one's going to be like, and there's already a second one that's going for it. So who knows where it goes? I mean, it's gonna if something's gonna break down, like what are they burning? What's breaking down?
Lukas, how about you? What's your theories on it?
I mean, might be a bit of a stretch. I don't know. I don't have all of the details of this franchise committed to memory, as my interest of it has only peaked. It's probably since the last movie that came out. I love Bruce Campbell. I watched the first Ash versus Evil Dead season. That was pretty good. But so I know Ash travels back in time in one of the movies or one of the in the show. I'm not too sure which is which, but I know that Ash travels back in time. So I'm thinking that it's possibly something to do with his bloodline.
Oh, okay, all right.
I have a sorry. I think I was just saying because I think in season 3 I did a very, very quick Google search. I think they introduced his long lost daughter and stuff like that.
Yep.
So it's already kind of out there that his bloodline's out there. So maybe these are all just very distant relatives of him from his bloodline, and that's where it's all going to kind of center back.
Well, we also, I mean, because these are all connected, including the show, right? So, where we last saw Ash. So in Army of Darkness, the movie he was in the past, in the series finale, which wasn't supposed to be the series finale of Ash versus the Evil Dead, he went to the future. So I would say that we don't know where Ash could still currently be in the future, preventing realities trying to get back to the past. We don't know what happened to his daughter after the fact. We don't know what happened after the events of season 3. So
when did season 3 come out again?
What happened?
When did season 3 come out again? Like, what year was it set?
I don't know. I was still in high school. We were still in high school.
Okay, so it's been a minute. So realistically, Ash's long lost daughter could have already started a new family. Per se, this new family that we're seeing an extended family.
2015.
Members. That was it's been 10 years since then, and I'm assuming Ash's daughter was already an adult in the show or close to being
17, I think 17 or 18.
Yeah.
So
it could. It's very possible. It's very possible.
Yep. And also that plays into the fact that Williams would then at that point be a maiden name, and I also don't believe that that Ash's daughter had his last name to begin with.
No.
So there you go, right? So that's how you get that bloodline connection, and also to Melissa's point with the people who created the first Necronomicon, and had the warning that said don't fucking read it, which is in every single movie. They also could read, and I think the daughter showed up in the second one. Like she was in the second one, and she got killed, but she was probably in her 30s at that point. She could have had, if she didn't have kids of her own, she may have had siblings. She may have had other relatives as well that are connected to the family. So there's both of these bloodlines exist in the world. And while I would probably say that Pablo's probably not connected to the Necronomicon, he's still out there, and he still has abilities from his own bloodline. And I would also probably assume, I'm blanking on the woman's name in the big 3 of the franchise, but like she has to have a much bigger part if she's still around in Ash vs. the Evil Dead. Oh, and also wasn't the demon lady, like I can't remember her name, but she was in like Game of Thrones and other shit. But like the lady who who was a demon and could read.
Xena. You're talking about Xena, the warrior princess.
Yeah. Wasn't she related to the family in some way, or am I crazy?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched it.
I could have sworn that she was in some way, shape, or form connected to the original family that made the first Necronomicon.
Now
I don't know.
I don't know how much this one's going to be connected to the last one for a couple of reasons. And one, are we going to see a dead-eyed dog or a dead-eyed wolf in this? Because that's in the trailer where this possessed wolf comes in and attacks the person. But I liked the trailer. I thought the trailer reminded me of Fede Alvarez's remake or reboot in 2013 because it looks very brutal and harsh. But I don't know if you guys didn't call it out, so it didn't sit with you that much. But there's the long-running fan theory about Friday the 13th was that Pamela Voorhees used the Necronomicon to raise Jason back from the dead when he was a little kid. And that was kind of touched upon in this trailer where, you see the grieving mom talking about her son, and if there's only a way to bring the family back together.
I think they actually say don't read from the Book of the Dead in the trailer or something like that.
They say that in every fucking movie.
So
every movie where a new group of characters finds the book for the first time.
Yeah.
And also to go on to the topic of the 2013 movie, that one was bound in leather, and the opening page says, "Don't fucking read," and he's like, "Huh, cool," and then opens the book more.
So that would have to like where all the other movies people are finding the book and reading from it. It
Yeah.
seems like the book is known to this family or to the mom in this instead of it's like, oh, what is this? Oh, I don't know what it means. How am I just going to randomly pick out a spell to raise somebody from the dead? So it seems like this book is established in this film. It's known about, and that's why the mom probably seeks it out to raise her son back to life.
Which makes me think that it might be a copy of like one of the other Necronomicons, because like if this has been this journal, this binding looks particularly not super duper old, but it looks like it hasn't been touched, so it looks like it's been protected. Maybe this family is along some kind of family line that like keeps the copies from circulating.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that, because if the mom is saying something, or if we're assuming that the mom is saying don't read from the Book of the Dead, then that means, like you said, she has knowledge of it. That means that she knows kind of what goes on with it. So there would have to be some prior knowledge of what the Necronomicon.
And also, the son mentioned it. I think he said, "Did you read from it?" Like or something like that. Did you read from the Book of the Dead or something like that? So
Yeah.
I think the whole
which is
family
interesting.
know about it.
Yep. I think this is going to tie back all the way to the first film with the owners of the cabin. I think that's where
You
we're
think
going.
that this is taking place beforehand then?
No, I think it's modern day, but I think like what Lukas brought up, I think he called that it's a family that knows of it.
But
Yeah.
doesn't
What
the
I will
Evil-
also say is
doesn't
that
Evil Dead Rise in the beginning take place before the events of Evil Dead Rise?
Repeat that.
The opening scene at the lake, doesn't that take place before the events of Evil Dead Rise?
So the opening events at Evil Dead Rise is at the lake is the end of all the events that happened in the building.
Okay.
Because the girl's leaving and the possession attaches herself as she's leaving the building and then she goes out to the lake house.
Yep. Yeah.
Which what Melissa said, it's passing it on without the book.
Oh, and there was a guy there. There was a guy there at the end of the first one, so maybe that's her son, and he dies at the lake.
Good point. Good point. I like it.
Oh, and they're also killing a kid at the. They're killing a son at the lake. That's like if that's really what happened, and that's how they're connecting it, then that's really like we want to maybe Jason one day.
a little bit of design and character work here.
Well. Yeah, the seeds are there.
A lot of these actors also just particularly look hunted in a way. Like they look like like I said with the guy that plays Muse, he's got that very oh shit, like I've seen some shit look. It's kind of, you know,
1,000-yard stare.
I think a lot of the actresses in the trailer that I saw all kind of have that like we all know something really bad look. So I'm starting to lean more into the theory that this entire family is like they know, or that at least they're trying to keep it, you know, locked down.
That gives me an idea for a future episode of the Popcorn Theory. I'll have to write that up. But you know what? It looks like it's a good movie. I'm excited for it. I'm a little underwhelmed at horror this year so far. Before we switch over to our last subject, which Noah is gonna ping us off of, but just going to take a look at oh wait, I don't want to be in that part of Letterboxd. I'm going to take a look at Letterboxd real quick because I feel like I'm so disconnected because I've been so busy the last week and a half. I only have gotten to see one film so far, but
he's out of his element.
Yeah, I do feel out of it. So let me see if I can sign in real quick and take a look at the horror films that I've seen so far this year. I think I'm in the 15 mark, maybe 20. So once it loads, I'll pull it up here. Because nothing's really just like fantastic standing out this whole year.
Well, I'll say something that has been really standing out to me as of recent. The Backrooms have been dropping a whole shit ton of new footage, like ungodly amounts of footage, and I'm starting to question how long this movie is because there's no way that's all of it.
I'm not watching the trailers on purpose. But let's take a look.
I wouldn't recommend doing it either. It seems like they're probably giving away a few story beats here and there, but from what I'm seeing, it looks pretty goddamn good.
A quick rebuttal on that. We watched the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 trailer, and there was a fuck ton of the puppet in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 trailer. It's like, we're gonna get a whole bunch of this puppet.
Yeah.
And then that was every single scene of the puppet was in the trailer, except for maybe like one or two. Like that, like it was nuts.
I'm most excited to see like a lot of the psychological horror that comes with the backrooms, because it is a very like liminal spaces. I love liminal spaces. They are some of my favorite things to use in horror, especially like writing and stuff like that. Because you write about a corridor that never ends. People want to know where the end is, and they'll constantly keep looking and looking and looking, and that's how you build theories, and that's how you build a whole fucking fan base that will just dedicate half their life to, you know, figuring out the different secrets of this place. And the back rooms, a lot of it is fan made, which is really cool. So that means a lot of what they're probably going to be showing in this movie comes from the fans, comes from the ideas spawned from like the original host.
Unless they do like their whole a whole original story or something like that. But I honestly, what I would love to see this be a precursor to is that at the end of this movie we see the SCP agency come up.
That would be interesting.
You're already giving me way too much information.
Interesting.
No, SCP is not even related. That's a completely separate. Separate thing.
SCP, secure, contain, protect. It's basically this whole like secret organization that is supposedly in the real world that hunts down what are, you know, called anomalies and stuff like that. They could be creatures, different status effects around the world, weather, like strange weather conditions even. And they try to contain it to the best of their capabilities. They lock them away in these super secret offshore sites. Unfortunately, they're never really all that secret because they're always getting broken into. But yeah, I think that would be a really interesting idea. That would be a great way to jumpstart like a SCP
doing trailers cinematic. That are like, or they're doing not trailers, they're doing like the bending reality of like, because there was like that infomercial that they dropped where it's like, you go to this location, there was a location on, you went to location, it was abandoned, but the commercial takes place in the 90s, so it's kind of like, I was like, oh, are we living in an alternate reality where this SCP, where I'm calling it an SCP, but where the rooms doesn't exist in our mind only as a video game and movie concept, and now it's breaking out into the real world with this movie. Like,
it's really
that's so fucking cool.
For a lot of the younger people probably in the audience, or a lot of just like the younger people online in general that like horror, the backrooms has become such a weird phenomena, because it's like there's so many people that have just like, they see one video and they're like, oh my gosh, this is insane. I've never thought about this idea. And it just goes further and further from there. And it's the same thing with like the whole SCP thing. Like that's been going on for even longer, like since the early 90s. That has been cooking, and it is just begging for some kind of film game, which it already has many games, as I'm sure if we have any gamers in the chat, no. But to see that possibly in a movie would be, I would probably pee. I would probably pee myself.
Yeah. Melissa, you were talking about a film before we went on air too, Obsession. Like, I haven't watched a trailer for that. I've heard things about it.
Yeah, I just been seeing the.
Oh, is that the
ads?
Is that the one where like the guy like wishes for the girl to be like madly in love with him?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh
or God, she was madly in love with him somehow, and it, like I just remember the scene. It's like her. She's just got blood dripping, and she's like laughing.
Yeah. My favorite, I think, is there was a clip that was going on Instagram for a bit where it's like, did you kill that guy? And she's like, no. And she just starts having a full-on like, meltdown in the middle of like a restaurant. It's genuinely scary because she's just so goddamn crazy. And she plays that really well. Hats off to that fucking actress. She is insane with like how well she does that yandere approach.
Now I have yet to add to my list because I was busy, but I have to put Holcomb in here yet. But this is horror, so I'm like, I am 30 films in horror for the year, And like it's not like blowing me away like this top 5 here. Like Faces of Death was really good. Holcomb may shift this top 5. I know Ascend Help will at least drop one.
I heard
But I
Holcomb's
don't foresee like anything after the Bride and After being in my top 5 by the end of this year. And if it is, then it's going to be just a very crap year for horror. So like I can see Evil Dead maybe cracking this up. Maybe even
in your top.
What's your least favorite movie?
My least favorite movie is Gale, the one that we've seen together.
That's
a garbage movie. And then Forbidden Fruit. Forbidden Fruit's supposed to be like a take between like The Craft and Mallrats combined. I actually walked out of the movie. Like I had like 20, 30 minutes left, and it's like nothing has happened in this movie. It's absolutely
I think the only reason we didn't walk out of Gale is because we were sitting there in shock most of the time.
Yeah, we were. Yep.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
You've seen more movies than horror movies than I have this year because like you put Killer Whale on there. I applaud you for watching that.
That was bad too. Killer Whale was horrible.
Because like I see
Silent Hill didn't get lower.
Hill so high up. And I'm like, yeah, well, to be fair, there's so many movies in between. I would probably have Gale and Silent Hill next to each other. But
I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised
anything in
Night
between.
Patrol is so low. That movie, I thought we came out of that movie.
I really love that movie.
Which
I
one?
think it-
Night Patrol.
Night
The
Patrol.
one about
Night
the
Patrol?
cops. Yeah. That one
I didn't like.
really
I didn't like
liked
some of the humor in it because some of the humor in Night Patrol, like they're all standing there and there's chaos happening, and then we got the camera spinning. It's like it was just way too long, and some of the scenes just dragged too much.
Those are part of the reasons why I didn't give it like 4 or 5 stars, but I would watch it again.
I'd watch that movie.
Great message or great storytelling and great message behind that storytelling, and also like it's got some like it's got some humor that it knows is intentionally stupid. Like it's doing it on purpose. Like
let me tell you about Killer Whale. Killer Whale is so bad. Like
watch it. You told me about it before you saw it. I don't want to see it.
You know about it, but there are scenes in the Killer Whale where they're like their perspective is thrown off. Like there's an accident that happens and they're on a floaty, and the killer whale strikes and stuff like that, and she's got to swim to this rock, right? And when she goes to swim to the rock, you see in the shot the rock is like, oh, I can touch it right here. And then they come back to it. It's like, oh, now it's like 100 yards away and she's struggling. And it's like, that's horrible. And you could tell it was on a green screen, and whoever edited it put the rock and them in this ocean, but the ocean was so large behind them. It's like, dude, you didn't shrink down the ocean behind them. You could tell it's like in a close-up shot of the ocean. It was bad. And then I first heard of this film through 3C Films because he showed the poster, and the poster shot had brown blood. I was like, they gotta fix that before the film comes. No, there's fucking brown blood in this movie. It's like, what? What the hell's going on
blood,
here?
Dave. It's because it's not blood. It scared me so bad I shit myself.
The humans are bleeding brown.
Yeah, her leg was bitten off, and she was bleeding brown. It's like, come on, fix the CGI. How does this stuff get made and released?
That has
Why are they
much
bleeding?
larger health implications than I think anybody realizes on that set.
Yeah.
It's like you become a cigarette, almost like your body is just riddled with tobacco or whatever. It's like, what happened to your blood?
So damn much it attracts the whales.
It's like it's honestly drinking too much chocolate milk, right? That your blood has become the chocolate syrup.
That's just me that I drink
man.
milk.
But speaking of that, for this week of horror, we are going to end on some. We're going to end on some sad news. Noah, go ahead and take us on to what you discovered today.
I discovered actually a couple of things. So one, the Koji Suzuki, he is the writer for The Ring, Dark Waters, and Spiral, which is not the same as Uzumaki, like Junji Ito's version. It's his own thing. He has passed away at 68. He passed away on the 8th, I believe it was. But yeah, he actually wrote the original novels, which I did not know existed. So The Ring, Dark Water, and Spiral. He has a bunch of other novels. He wrote novels for them, and I believe Ring has its own novel franchise as well. And then he closely worked with the writing process of the movies when they came out too. Dark Waters is like one of my all-time favorite horror or foreign horror films. So like to know that someone now there's books and to know that he's passed away, and he was still working within the the horror community as well, because he was actually just a part of the writing for Sadako 2019. So there's a new Grudge movie that came out in 2019. He was a part of that as well. So it's weird because like I didn't even know the name, but now like hearing that that's happened, it's like kind of like a harsh blow to like such a wonderful like storyteller in person. But now I also have to check out a bunch of books too.
Yeah, Ringu, not the American version of Ring, but Ringu is very creepy. It's 10 times better than the Ring. No, if you actually want, I have the box set of the Ringu series here, so you can always check it out here. It's like got 4 or 5 films in it.
I didn't even know there were books. We own them.
So great, very scary movies. Like Noah's Dark Water is really scary, but like how scary is that? Like Dark Water really ends.
Bad.
It ends, but then it happens in real life with the Lisa Lam story.
And it happened afterwards.
Yeah.
And they said it was impossible for that woman to get in there on her own. So they have no idea how she got in there.
Yep.
Like it's so wild. And like I was gonna mention that, but like the ending of that movie is what really sealed it for me too. Cause like finding out what happened, like that's horrible, right? And then but the ending of the movie where the mom sacrifices herself for her daughter, and like with all the water just spilling out, the dark water spilling out, and the daughter's just there crying at the end. I was like, it hurt. It hurt bad. And I watched that movie as a kid too.
Yeah. Yep.
I heard
Dark Water, the Japanese version, is far superior than the American version. The American version is just very boring. It's dull. But like that's a very scary movie. There are several Asian horror movies that came out in that period, just very good and very scary.
What is it? Eastern storytelling? Is that how you? Is that because we're Western? It just holds more weight when it's like when they make some good shit, and they do it a lot. I will say that there's some weird shit. You know, they got this for the furries company. They really fucking home run. Like they're like one missed call, even the third one, which is really just like it's kind of like one of your slasher camp fests. Like that's what it feels like to me. It's still good. I still really like the third one. The first two are amazing. They still really tug at the heartstrings, I think. But yeah, the third one, like even still, like it being I would say the weakest in the franchise, still really like that as well.
Yeah, well, it kind of stinks to see that a legendary writer that we all didn't really know about has passed away. Has brought us a lot of very good horror stuff, and hopefully they'll start picking up more of his books now and just converting them.
It's even I think he's actually his books. A lot of his books have been adapted. I just don't think we've seen all of them or heard of all of them, and it sucks to say like he was a legendary writer and we didn't know his name until after the fact. Which I mean, I will say I found out because of a friend of Lonkus's and I. So some people know who he is. I didn't. And I feel bad like because amazing storytelling, and it sucks.
Yep. All right. So I think we're gonna wrap it up. Remember, over on GameFound is our board game, the stream adaptation. If you have not followed the site, head over and follow it there. On the 22nd of this month, there will be the debut of the Geekly, the non-horror live discussion. So tune in for that. I will not be here for that one. But I don't keep up with all the stuff like everybody else does, so I will not be on the show for that one. Yeah.
Pizza.
New Jersey Horror Con. So if you're in the Northeast, come to New Jersey Horror Con because we will be behind the table for there. Noah will be doing interviews. Lukas and Melissa will be there as player 5 and player 6 from stream. So we're going to have a good time. And there's a stream reunion. So they have at least 10 to 15 cast members that are going to be there. So it's going to be a good time.
Who knows?
Check out.
Maybe we'll get a picture with all the characters together. Who knows?
Maybe. So until then, we'll see you next week. Have a good one, and we'll talk very, very soon.
Sayonara, and buy physical media.
Yes, definitely buy physical media.
No. We're bringing physical media is coming back in independent horror. We got Behind the Mask. We got Behind the Mask re-releasing its first movie in a VHS. Its second movie is going to be a VHS, and you can get it as a Blu-ray. We are bringing it back.
I don't want VHS to come back. It's too big.